Hey up everyone and welcome to the Zero to Success After Show. Anthony is going to be asking my thoughts on the TikTok ban, how to avoid drama on YouTube, and so much more. So yeah, let's jump into it, shall we? Hey up everyone, I'm your host Stef, the alternate, and welcome to the Zero to Success After Show. Let's have a little more fun here with my guest, Market Maker Management CEO Anthony. He's got some fun questions to ask me and pick my brains about. So yeah, let's jump into it with the first one, mate.
Okay, yeah, awesome. So let me ask you this, Steph. We know this. We've talked about this. We even talked about it in the previous one. Why do you think there's a ton of drama on YouTube? What do you think that's all about? What's wrong? What's happened here that's made people so dramatic and just want to poke fingers or, poke people, poke the bear, get people mad, angry? What are they trying to see? What is this all about?
Well, first and foremost, some drama is a good thing in the sense of it's a way for other creators to call other creators out. To be like, look, what you did was wrong and we need to hold you accountable for that, right? And so that kind of drama, absolutely fair enough, right? To hold the creator accountable for the mistake that they made. Fair play. Where for me it goes wrong is when there are, content creators out there where they intentionally do it or not, they try and use that drama for clicks, views, clout, that kind of thing, right? And they try and take advantage of the drama for their own gain.
Mm,
That's where for me it then starts going wrong. And then the drama becomes convoluted and you really don't know what to believe because then, again, whether it's intentional or not, you then find that in this whole drama situation that may be happening, people then start lying, start saying things that happened that didn't happen, kind of thing, right? And so, yeah, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Drama is
right.
good for the community because it's a process that allows other content creators to hold other creators accountable for a mistake they have made. Not a problem with that. But there is a dark side to drama that unfortunately does seep in sometimes to these scenarios that then completely ruins it.
Yeah, it's bizarre. In some cases, it's bizarre. Others, I understand it's justified, but you know, it goes to show that a lot of people lean on others when it comes to, growth for their channel. I would say a majority of drama that we see is people just trying to clout chase. We do have these, of course, problems that arise that are definitely a problem, should be addressed and become drama, but the amount of people that do it to clout chase, it's pretty amazing that that's their way to leverage into success. And if you think about it, remember, YouTube's about your own IP. It's about your own personality, your persona. If you're leveraging messing with somebody to get there, what are you really creating for yourself? And if you think that there's a lot of drama to begin with with YouTube, you're definitely opening a can of worms if that's how you're going to start your channel because you are going to be day by day living with, arguing and figuring out how to find the next target to pick on, right? It's
I
it's
mean,
uh
this is
it's
the thing,
definitely
Anthony.
interesting.
Like the last drama that I was involved in, like all the dramas I've been involved in on YouTube, 9 times out of 10 were not of my making, right? It's as simple as that. There was one that was, no one's perfect. I made a mistake, right? And drama ensued. And it was good because it held me accountable, right? It made me look at myself and be like, okay, I made a mistake. This drama is forcing me to look at that mistake and learn more about myself. Why did I do it? What went wrong? And what can I do to ensure that I don't do that again and become a better person for it? Um, And so this is why I say, you know, drama on YouTube has a little bit of, let's say, a bad reputation, because instantly you think about, you know, oh, he said, she said, the sniping, the backstabbing and all that lot, right? But there is another element to drama on YouTube, which actually is a good thing, because like I said, it can be a tool to be able to hold other content creators accountable.
Yep, I agree with that. So, you know, of course, as we talked about in the last episode, drama happens to be one of the worst things about YouTube. In some cases, I would say you more so than others, you're in a space that has vulnerability for drama. I mean, you do politics, you do the royal family, a lot of Meghan Markle content. There's drama just all around these things that you target. Let me ask you this, and I don't want to preface this in a stance of like, would you do the same niche? I'm just saying from a standpoint of being a YouTuber, going through the grind, starting from scratch. And this is good, I think, for people who are deciding whether to start a channel or not. Would you do it again? Would you do YouTube again? Is this really what it's cracked up to be? Would you do it again from scratch?
Hell yeah. Without
Let's go.
hesitation, I would do it all over again. Absolutely. YouTube for me has welcomed me to a life that I could have never imagined I would ever have. Ever. My family's proud of me and my success. My friends are proud of me and my success. They're all astounded as to how this has all happened in the first place, and don't quite understand how it's all happened, admittedly. I mean, one of those kind of, you know, there's a load of like pinch me moments that this YouTube journey has given me. One of which was, you know, being able to visit my friends in LA. I never would have thought in a million years, like 5 years ago, that I would have ever stepped foot in LA, let alone even consider going, right? Another like pinch me moment was, you know, it was last year. So there was this Depp v. Heard documentary that was released, firstly in the UK on Channel 4, which is like a national television channel. And then later on in the year, it was re-released on Netflix. And a few years ago, when the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial was going on, I was part of the forefront of the Justice for Johnny Depp community alongside who I call my big brother, Andy, over on Popcorn Planet. And so what happened with this Depp v. Heard kind of documentary series that was released is that the producers took like little snippets here and there from all our channels from when we were reporting on it back in the day and put it in their documentary. And so when it was first released on Channel 4, my phone completely blew up. All my friends, my family, my work colleagues, when I did have a day job at the time before I went full-time YouTube, they were like, oh my goodness, we've just seen you on TV on Channel 4. What the hell is going on? Why are you on Channel 4? What happened? How did you get on there? I'm like, dude, this is just what I do on YouTube, right? And then it happened all over again on Netflix. But they're like, oh my goodness, we've just seen you on Netflix. How the hell has this happened? And so, yeah, I wouldn't change anything for the world with YouTube. And it's just given me so many pinch me moments and allowed me to create a life for myself and for my family and friends that I'm extremely proud of. And so, yeah.
That's huge. That's huge. And it's been even amazing to know you, to see the growth and see what you've done, these achievements. It's incredible. So
Well,
definitely
you were
kind
there
of,
pretty much right at the beginning.
yeah.
Like, what I did was I got to about 7,000 subscribers, and I went on Fiverr because I knew Fiverr was a platform because I'd used it to hire a logo designer and, you know, to another designer for my banner, my YouTube banner and things like that. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe there's someone that can help me a little bit more with my YouTube, right? Like a YouTube consultant. And that's actually how Anthony and I met, like 2-3 years ago now. pretty much right at the start of my channel, 7,000 subscribers in. I was within my first year, and I was like to Anthony, right, by year 1, I need to get to 10,000 subscribers. And he's like, yeah, that we can do very easily. And so,
Yep.
yeah, I went April, first year anniversary, I was at 10,000 subscribers. Second year, about 50,000 subscribers. And then the third year, which was last year, got to 100,000 subscribers. And so, yeah, I won't do anything different other than maybe I'd bring you in sooner, Anthony. Maybe I
Well,
should have brought you in when I was like 3,000 subscribers. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you there. And I'll tell you what, though, to this point, I've worked with a lot of people, whether it be market maker management as well as my, my Fiverr business, which, actually we're looking at like 2,500 people at this point. A lot of people, and I talk to a lot of people every day. But Steph does something that's a little bit different than most. And I think this is a commonality that I see through the people that are very successful. They're very, very oriented around setting goals. I remember this text so vividly. I want to hit 10,000, then I want to hit this, and I want to hit, even further. And if you're going to map that out, say it out loud, put it into the universe, you've set yourself up for success already. You have a marker, you have a goal, you have something to strive for. A lot of people come onto YouTube and they're just like, make it happen, blow me up. And it's like, oh, I'll do everything I can, but do you know what it takes? Do you know what's required? Do you even have a goal? What is blowing up for you? Is it 10 subscribers? Because if so, you really don't need my help. But it's the fact that you write these things down, and I think you do this probably with everything you do. You set goals, you're going to be successful. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah, I do, because at the end of the day, if you don't have a clear vision of where you want to be, like at every step of the way, then you're lost. You don't know where you're going. You don't have any direction. And I don't like being lost. And I don't like having no sense of direction whatsoever. I'm very much a control freak. So,
That's a good thing. You're on the right platform because it's you. You are presenting yourself. You're vulnerable. It is you. To that
yeah.
point, and I I have a lot on this topic to say as well, but I think you're going to do a great job taking it away. What do you think of the future of YouTube? I mean, what do you think is next for YouTube? Not even so much ideating what comes next, but do you think this platform's here to stay? Do you think there is it's going to grow? What are your thoughts on the YouTube platform in the future?
Yeah, the platform's here to stay. It is definitely here to stay. Um, it is when anyone really thinks of content creation, watching videos or anything like that, mainly it's going to be YouTube. YouTube is literally the second most used search engine in the entire world. The first is Google, and YouTube is owned by Google. So just on that statistic alone, YouTube's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. In terms of the future of YouTube, I believe that in terms of the future of YouTube, this is what I hope for the future of YouTube, okay? Whether it actually transpires or not, who knows? I hope that they relax their policy when it comes to what we can say and what we can't say.
Mm.
Because you may be watching some of your favorite content creators right now, and they'll say things like, oh, this person unalived themselves. Or this person was unalived by someone else. Or this person was essayed.
Mm-hmm.
This is all code, right? Code that the audience has unfortunately had to get used to and learn. Because if we said those words full on, YouTube would essentially, and we'll keep this simple, but demonetize that video. So the creator doesn't earn any money from it whatsoever. And you might think, so what? But there are a lot of creators out there that live off of YouTube, like myself. It pays the bills. It pays for these lights that I'm using, the whole studio I'm using, my equipment, everything, right? YouTube is my financial lifeline. It is now my full-time job. If a video gets demonetized, that's a disaster for me, right? As it is for so many other content creators. The thing is, though, they're forcing us to sanitize language that I believe shouldn't be sanitized. We should be able to
Yep.
say, okay, this person was killed, or this person unfortunately committed suicide, or this person is a victim of sexual violence, this, that, and the other, right? Without having that fear of, being demonetized because of it.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I hope for the future that YouTube relaxes their rules around that and allows more freedom of speech. Because at the
That,
moment, I do see it as a form of censorship.
yeah, and that's actually a amazing point that you bring up that I'm glad this moved into, because you know what's bizarre to me? I've seen those live streams, and this also comes into the drama. But a viewer will send somebody a link and say, "Watch this," and then you'll see them open it, and they have to shut their computer really quick. It's like, what did you just send me? I just clicked on this. Some people are literally live streaming. These big influencers will be live streaming. You can't control always what happens. When it's live, it's live. Anything can happen. And you'll see sometimes somebody will click a link or somebody will be playing a game and something pops up that shouldn't be there. It's and what's even crazier is the fact that YouTube hasn't figured out a way to decipher this stuff. Like, oh, that was somebody messing with them. They didn't do that intentionally, or yeah, this just happened. There's so many cases of that I see. It's just it's really sickening um, to see that happen. And to build on this point as well, um, you know, the future of YouTube, I think you're totally right. It is here to stay. It's a platform that's going to continue to grow. In fact, with market maker management and even Fiverr for that matter, a lot of celebrities, a lot of TV networks approach us and me, and they can't figure it out. Now, you fathomably, like right now, you're probably like, how is that possible? Like, how can a TV network that is huge not figure out YouTube? That doesn't make sense. YouTube is real. It's a platform that is real, which comes into censorship. If you're getting censored and you can't say what you want, then it's also going to deter people from actually trusting you and agreeing with you. What happens with these big networks is they come in and they polish everything so much that it looks like a studio created this video, and they also don't have enough time from these celebrities that are people that they're working with, and therefore these channels fail. They're used to just throwing a bunch of money at something and letting it run and it work, but you know that is also a testament to the fact that YouTube is here to stay. When you see the big dogs come to it and you see things like that happen, YouTube's here to stay. But to your point, yeah, I hate the fact that there is a lot of censorship. I don't think anything that revolves around you being real and trying to essentially talk to your friends should be censored. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a little bit crazy at the moment what's going on in the world, especially in America, where it looks like it's only a couple of days until TikTok's completely censored.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing that I'd love to know your opinion on. You know, I'll tell you this. My bread and butter is YouTube. It's always been. I am I loved YouTube since its inception. Maybe not at the very beginning because it wasn't the great platform it is today. But it's an end of an era when you see TikTok, a big player, come into the game, take over. I mean, YouTube was at a point very nervous of TikTok, which is why shorts were introduced. They were trying to keep up with them. Um, they probably never thought there would be a platform that could surpass them in views or popularity. Now, not saying TikTok did, but definitely was a player in the game they probably didn't expect. I will say this, YouTubers and YouTube itself is probably ecstatic that this is happening. And for my thoughts, from what I've heard, I do agree with it to an extent. I think if it was if YouTube was, or sorry, TikTok was in different hands, maybe, we could make this thing a platform that makes sense. But if you actually look into it and you see the things that are the
ASMR
reasoning
on my
behind
best.
why TikTok shouldn't be around, then yeah, it makes sense. But do I think it's going to affect the social media industry? Absolutely. You're going to see a lot of people rushing to YouTube, rushing to Instagram, and also a lot of people out of work. If you are on TikTok and you have a following right now and you are not on any other platforms, you really need to, as soon as possible, figure out how to transfer those people over. That's the best advice I could give there.
Yeah, well, you guys might have been hearing a little bit in the background this kind of TikTok that I've just keyed up here for this after show for Zero to Success. And yeah, so this is my problem with the TikTok ban, okay? They're turning around and they're saying one of the reasons for the ban is because of Chinese propaganda. Dude, where's the Chinese propaganda? This is ASMR on a real person, my bestie. Here is a baby situation going on there. Here is me making sure no one saw me putting 5 plus 5 on the calculator. Here's a school trip that goes on. Here is some random dude. Here is, I don't know, Capcom trying to play. Oh, here's a little bit of Squid Game here. Yeah, this is literally, right, the homepage of TikTok. And I'm there thinking, okay, where's the Chinese propaganda? Where's the Chinese propaganda? Like, freaking sane.
Yeah. Well, what I will say is this. As we were talking censorship, you then think, okay, should it be censored to an extent? I see where a big problem comes in is that a lot of people, I can't say, let me rephrase that. When you give kids a platform that is like TikTok, where there is very little provisions on what they can see and what they can access, let's be real. I mean, we've all been kids, and we all are not perfect. You can very easily turn your algorithm into something that your parents would look at and go, "What the heck is that?" Or anybody, your significant other, and it's a learning platform, right? It learns from what you digest and what you're interested in, very similar to YouTube. Now, in YouTube's respects, they've tried to figure out ways to, combat that and figure it out. As far as the propaganda, I can't myself say I've ever seen any evidence of that, but I do firmly believe that TikTok makes it very accessible for people to see things that are children to see things, and people as well, that maybe they don't need to see, or maybe it might not actually contribute to their personality or themselves, their well-being. That's my personal thoughts. But I do agree with you. You look at sometimes TikTok, and if you're a respectable person that enjoys content that is, quality content, you got nothing to worry about. You're going to see things that are actually going to benefit you. And heck, I'm sure maybe not, but Steph, I'm curious if you even get content ideas from that, from TikTok.
Not really.
Okay.
Have been on TikTok, but it's just not my kind of platform, really. I prefer to create long form content that's more than 1 to 3 minutes long. I like to deep dive. I like to really go into the detail and go through it all with my audience in terms of whatever I'm talking about. So a 1 to 3 minute little mini video just doesn't do it for me. And so ultimately, I'm not the kind of audience that TikTok would attract.
Sure.
Let's put it that way. But yeah, guys, with that being said, that is it for the Zero to Success after show. Thanks again to Anthony for jumping in and picking my brains with the After Show Zero to Success podcast. If you missed the main show for Zero to Success, then we'll link it in the description bar below, and it'll also be towards the end of this video here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate all your faces. Until the next time, you guys. Laters.